Hello, 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 everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to a new Let's Read segment. We're starting a new book today. If you didn't catch my short, I recommend you do that if you just want an idea of what this book is going to be about. But it is a very straightforward book. It is a beginner's guide to chakra healing. And so if you're not familiar with what chakras are, they are the energy centers of our body. Every living thing has a chakra system. And in order for us to be fully healthy and in alignment with our bodies, with our souls, with our minds, our chakras need to be in balance and healthy as well, as everything is connected. Whatever is going on with your soul manifests in physical symptoms and vice versa. So we're going to start out with reading the introduction. We're going to go over what chakras are and a few ways on how to activate them. And then in the next video, I will go over each chakra, the parts of the body that they focus on, the things that you can experience if your chakras are not open, if they are blocked, if you're having any issues with them, and what certain things correlate with each chakra. So let's go ahead and get started. And this book is written by Margarita Alcantara. She is an energy and Reiki expert and has written this book so that we can all get familiar with what the chakras are, what they do, how they can affect us negatively or positively when they're not in alignment, when they're blocked, or when they are in alignment and they are not blocked, the ways that we benefit from that. So we're going to start off first just by talking a little bit about, actually this just says a look ahead. So we're going to start off just kind of with reading what to expect in this book in a little more detail. It's very, very short, one page. This is going to be vastly different than the book that we just read as far as the verbiage, the explanation, the accessibility of it. So hopefully you will gain something from this, especially if you're interested in learning more about your chakras. I know that I have been on what I guess you would call a spiritual journey. I feel like my whole life, we all have. But whatever happened to me a few years ago that has shifted my beliefs and my thinking so vastly. I've always known about the chakras and they've always interested me, but only recently over the last few months have I begun to become more interested and more aware of how these systems that we don't see, but we certainly can feel, affect us. And that is because I've started working with them and I've noticed a vast shift in myself, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And it has affected all people around me. All right. Chakra healing is a powerful art that can improve your life in every way. I'm excited to share my love of chakras with you so you can learn to heal yourself from within. In part 1, I'll introduce the concept of chakras so you can get a good foundation on your energy centers. This is a great place to begin if you're new to chakras and need an entry-level overview. If you're ready to dive into more detailed methodologies for each chakra, we're going to go to page 22, where the different chakra chart begins. If you're curious to learn more about the various ways in which people work with chakras, from meditation to yoga to crystal healing, browse the Harnessing Your Chakra Power section starting on page 37. Whether you know it or not, your chakras are an important driving factor in every aspect of your daily life. Part 2 addresses common imbalances that manifest on physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels. And it offers helpful techniques to begin healing these imbalances one chakra at a time. To learn more about which of your chakras maybe need balancing, turn to page 54 and look for the symptoms or ailments with which you may be struggling. Once you've identified which chakra or chakras you'd like to balance or heal, begin working through the chakra healing techniques that start on page 55. I hope you find that the lessons in this book bring you closer to living the life you want to lead. Happy reading and happy healing. All right, so the brief introduction. When my new patient, Miss B, first walked into my office, I could feel her disappointment with where she was in life. Whenever a new patient walks through the door, I listen to what their chakras have to say. Miss B's initial appointment was acupuncture treatment for stress and ankle pain. As a licensed acupuncturist, I use traditional Chinese medicine. I begin by feeling her pulse and reading her tongue to assess the health of her organs. But, as with most patients, something deeper than physical issues brought Miss B to my door. I knew there was more than Miss B wanted to address than ankle pain and stress from her job, even if she didn't yet realize it herself. I grew up as an empath. Though you might have first heard this term rooted in the word empathy, it is used to refer to someone who intuitively feels what others are feeling, almost as if they were feeling it themselves. If you want to learn more about empaths, I did read a book about that. I believe it was called A Beginner's Guide. I think it was. Oh gosh, I can't remember, but it's in my playlist, and it's all about being an empath, the different types of empaths, how to handle different things in life, how to recognize what type of empath you are, lots of meditation techniques. It's a really great book, very easy to read, designed for beginners, and I feel can benefit really any level. But if you feel that you are an empath, it might benefit you to read that book, or if you have a child who's an empath or a partner, it really does give you a great understanding because it also does cover those things in life if you are not directly, but you are close to someone who is. It's always better to understand yourself, and certainly better to try to understand those around you. Okay. Like many others, I didn't immediately understand what an empath was or how to embrace my intuitive gifts. I was often dismissed by others as being overly sensitive or awkward. So in an effort to fit in, I disconnected from that part of myself. Clearly, this sensitivity thing was causing me problems. But when we shut ourselves off from who we really are, our bodies often become talkative through physical, emotional, mental, and/or spiritual symptoms until we pay attention to them and rectify the situation. As Miss B and I discussed her medical health and the symptoms she was seeking treatment for, I sensed she was carrying fear. Not coincidentally, she soon told me that she felt creatively stifled at her job, which she hated. She really wanted to be a yoga instructor and write about healing and holistic wellness. But she was scared to strike out on her own. She didn't trust her inner wisdom and was moving through life identifying with past pains that were holding her back from these goals. Through acupuncture, Reiki, crystal work, and lots of compassion, Miss B soon blossomed, balancing the emotions she hadn't been allowing herself to feel, which were keeping her from feeling joy, and honoring the ways that she wanted to creatively express herself. She quit the job she hated, completed her yoga training, and started writing for a wellness website. And by the end of our treatments, her ankle pain had resolved. After a while, she was only coming in for maintenance care. Like Miss B, we all create stories for ourselves, stories that inform how we live our lives. While some of these stories may be true, most are usually outdated. Oftentimes, we carry the pain from these false stories in our bodies. More specifically, we carry them in our energy centers, otherwise known as chakras. By learning what we each carry in our individual energy systems, we can empower ourselves on deep levels to transform into the radiant creatures we were meant to be. And that is the purpose of this book, to familiarize you with what you're carrying in your chakras so you can heal yourself from within. Whether you're new to the world of chakras and energy healing and need a foundational primer to get you started, or you already have a deep knowledge of the system and want a refresher on the basics, this book will help you heal yourself through understanding and care of your chakras. So, Chapter 1, The Powerful Chakra System. In Part 1, you will begin your foundation of knowledge about the chakra system. Chapter 1 introduces you to the unique qualities and powers of the 7 major energy centers in your body, so you can better understand why it's important to keep them balanced and free of blockages. In Chapter 2, you'll learn about the different healing techniques that have been developed to keep the chakra system healthy. Learning about these different techniques may help you figure out which healing method suits you best. So Part 1, an overview of the chakras. In this chapter, I'll introduce the chakra system, what chakras are, how to feel them, how they work, some myths and warnings about chakra healing work, and how to safely engage with your energy centers. You'll learn about each chakra's individual characteristics and the possible causes for energy blocks, as well as what happens to your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual health when your chakras are in or out of harmony. So in this first video, we're simply going to talk about what the chakras are, how to feel your chakras. We're going to talk about the power of chakras to heal, the myths about chakra healing, and some chakra basics. And then in the next video, I will introduce you to each chakra. We will go over every single aspect of it, where you can find it in your body, the color that it coincides with, the element that it coincides with, an affirmation that it goes with, the part of your body it coincides with, the physical body parts, life lesson that this chakra is here to guide you in, physical dysfunctions you may suffer from having a blocked chakra, mental or emotional issues you may deal with if this chakra is blocked, and possible reasons for energy blocks, as well as crystals and essential oils you can use if you choose to go that route in healing, because there are many ways to do that. So we're just going to start out with this, and then in the next video, I will give you every chakra and all the information, and I will certainly timestamp all of it so you can go to whatever one you would like. What are chakras? You are already familiar with your physical body. You know how it feels to flex or extend an area of your body, that your muscles are attached to your bones, that your nerves signal to your limbs, to the torso and the head, and what you eat and drink affects your health. In these ways, you can already see how aspects of your physical being are connected to each other, and how your perceptions through touch, smell, taste, sight, and hearing inform each other, creating your life experiences. However, your physical body is not the only body you have. Whether you're studying chakras or quantum physics, you come to learn that everything is energy with its own vibrational frequency. From the most basic atoms that create our cells, organs, bones, muscles, and bodily systems, to the most expansive planet in the solar system, everything is made up of energy. And that energy has many names: ki, qui, chi, prana, mana, odic force, bioplasm, and life force energy, among many others. The energy body is the human energy field that extends beyond the physical body. Much as your physical body consists of many layers, your nervous system, musculature, and skeletal system, with intricate overlapping functions, your energy body also consists of many interacting layers. Like your physical body, each layer serves a specific purpose, and the layers work collectively as one. Together, the layers of your energy body are called your aura. Your aura interacts with your physical body as well as your energy centers, or chakras. The word chakra is derived from the Sanskrit word chakra, meaning wheel. It was first mentioned in the Vedas, an ancient Hindu text that dates to around 1500 BCE. Throughout history, many cultures, including the Egyptians, Hindus, Chinese, Sufis, Zoroastrians, Greeks, Native Americans, Incans, and the Maya, among others, have all known these energy centers, or the chakra system, to be a reflection of the natural law that exists within the universe and an intertwined counterpart to our physical selves. Chakras are energy vortexes that exist within each of us. These energy vortexes transport energy from the universe around you into your aura and body, as well as between the physical body and the layers of your aura. You can think of your chakra system as similar to a spiritual bloodstream. Blood carries oxygen, nutrients, and hormones throughout the body, helps regulate and balance the body, and protects the body by removing waste products and clotting when the body is harmed. Much in the same way, your bloodstream connects and supports your many other physical bodily systems. Your chakra system connects and supports your physical self and your energy self. All living things, humans, animals, plants, trees, even the earth, have a chakra system, a living system of energy vortexes that exists within them. There are 7 major chakras in the body as well as several minor ones. Each one is associated with specific organs and glands, physical functions and dysfunctions, and emotional, mental, and spiritual issues. We'll get into more specifics about each later in this chapter. When we get in touch with the energy within our chakras, we connect with ourselves more fully and learn how to heal ourselves on all levels, creating true holistic healing. This is why mindfulness-based practices such as meditation help connect the mind with body and spirit, why certain physical activities can help clear your head and feel more centered, and why cultivating your spirit heals your mind and body. It is all connected. Now, this is an exercise on how to feel your chakras, and you indeed can. To get in touch with your energy, hold your hands 1 inch apart, palms facing each other. Get familiar with the warmth and energy exchange between your hands. Our hands contain minor chakras, so you're going to want to hold it there for a bit. Separate your hands slightly, stretching out the energy between your palms. Then bring them closer together again, condensing your energy. Repeat a few times, playing with the energy between the palms of your hands. Don't worry if you don't seem to feel anything at first. Relax, clear your mind, and continue the practice, remaining open and in tune with yourself. As you become more familiar with your energy, you will not only be able to notice the warmth of your hands, which will increase even when your hands are farther apart, but also a slight energy charge between them. With time and patience, you'll be able to feel this charge more strongly even when you separate your hands farther apart. You can feel your major chakras too. For instance, to feel your heart chakra, place both hands at the center of your chest. Take a slow, steady breath through your nose. Feel the warmth and inner glow underneath your hands. You are not only feeling your heartbeat or the coursing of your blood, but also the sensation of your heart chakra opening or expanding. Feel it? Congratulations, you are now getting in touch with your chakras. If you don't feel anything yet, don't worry. With time and practice, your sensitivity will increase. The power of chakras to heal. Knowledge of chakras for healing and enlightenment is ancient wisdom. Wisdom that has been known in many ancient cultures for centuries. More recent interest in chakras is because we are starting to feel more and more that focusing solely on our physical health is not bringing us complete wellness. Despite the many breakthroughs of modern medicine, something still feels missing or off, even though we can't quite put our finger on it. I think that's why there's been an uptick in depression and anxiety. I know that a lot of it has to do with the way that we live our lives these days, but I think people are becoming more and more aware, and they do not know that they are aware, and so they don't know what to do with it. And then they go to a doctor, and a doctor gets no training on what our energy systems are. They don't even really get that much training on mental health and anxiety. I've been in the medical field for over 20 years, and I can tell you that the last time I spoke with a doctor, they get about 4 to 6 weeks of training on mental health. Okay, that's why they're not psychiatrists or psychologists or behavioral medicine specialists. So they don't have any training formally unless they help themselves with how our energy affects our body, how our health of our soul affects our body. I think that it would be great to bring them both together, not one extreme or the other, but something where you can absolutely meet in the middle. And you kind of have to do it yourself. And this is how you can help yourself in this way. And if you need to go to the doctor, you can help yourself in that way. All right. As the daughter of a Western physician, I am fully aware of Western medicine's contribution to health and appreciate its value. I grew up reading my father's medical references and learned that the human body is pretty amazing. Even so, I believe people collectively are starting to realize that somehow, even if we don't understand it, other factors may influence our current health challenges. What if you learned that many of the physical symptoms we experience, barring events like car accidents and other direct physical trauma, could be prevented, simply because many of our physical symptoms are expressions of what hasn't been addressed in the energy body? Enter the chakras. When our chakras are in balance, our lives are in complete harmony and our health is good. If a chakra becomes blocked, we will eventually experience emotional stress or disease. Because everything is energy, when we heal and maintain our energy body's health through modalities like acupuncture, Reiki, meditation, yoga, and Qigong, among others, and make better lifestyle and diet choices, we actually heal issues that may come up before they manifest in the physical body. Myths about chakra healing. Before we get into the specifics of the chakra system, I want to dispel some myths about chakra healing work. Myth number 1, chakra healing is an outside job. Whether or not you receive outside healing assistance from a practitioner in your chakra healing journey, in the end, you are the one who is the healer of you, not someone else. This is something I always tell my patients. Even though I may sometimes use the term healer in connection with what I do, healing is always an inside job. While healing practitioners can guide you on your journey, we are each responsible for our own healing. Myth number 2, chakra healing is affiliated with a specific religion. Although the original sources of the chakra system came from religious texts, chakra healing has since expanded to reach a broader understanding and practice, and is now embraced by people from many walks of life. Cultivating chakra health has become an important practice for many on a spiritual path, and is not associated with a religion. Myth number 3, chakra healing is a form of demonic or dark ritual. True chakra healing, done right, is quite the opposite of demonic. You are infusing light, awareness, and consciousness into your body, mind, spirit, and heart, all of which dispel darkness. Chakra healing warnings. When engaging with healing your chakras, there are a few things you should remember as you begin. Be patient with yourself. I often find that those who are just starting to get in touch with their chakras lose patience with themselves very quickly. Often, they begin to judge themselves as failures if they don't see immediate progress. Please remember that everyone is different. Everyone has their own perfect timeline of their personal unfolding, and everything is happening exactly as it should, including your healing. Chakra healing, whether it is being cultivated to address a specific issue or to attain enlightenment, is an inner exploration, not a goal. Because of this, just as with physical healing, chakra healing is not something you can simply speed up. However, receiving healing treatments and other techniques can clear out energetic debris and bring your energy centers more into harmony. Transformation takes patience. Be compassionate with yourself as you bloom. Do not push yourself past what is comfortable or force your energy. When people are eager to connect with their chakras, they often push themselves past what is comfortable. However, you may find yourself with a headache, literally. As soon as you start feeling some resistance, take a break. Get help from a healing practitioner when it's necessary. You can accomplish a lot on your own, but sometimes guidance can be helpful, especially if you feel like you're hitting a wall in your healing journey, or the pain manifested is affecting your quality of life. If and when you decide to get help, make sure the practitioner is licensed or certified in their modality. Check them out thoroughly before making an appointment. Ensure it'll be a good fit for you and that you will feel safe. Chakra Basics. The foundation of the chakra system consists of 7 major chakras within the body. They each serve a purpose and are all interconnected. So the crown chakra is connected to our spirituality. Our third eye is connected to our intuition. Our throat chakra, communication. Our heart chakra, love and compassion. Then we get down to the solar plexus, which is just at the end underneath your rib cage. That's connected to self-esteem and power. Then we get down to the solar plexus, which is just around the belly button area. That's for sexuality and creativity. Then we get to the root chakra, which is the more the perineum area, like at the very base of your tailbone. The perineum area, really, between your genitals and your rear end. This is connected to survival and being and family. The upper 3 chakras are considered to be spiritual, so the crown, the third, and the heart. The spiritual chakras focus on our connection to the divine, as well as our higher self. That version of ourself that is tapped into our purest expression of love, wisdom, and power. The lower 3 chakras are considered the physical chakras, so that's the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root. They ground us as human beings on earth. Both the physical and spiritual chakras are connected in the center through the heart chakra. Activating your Kundalini energy. This is going to be the last part that we read before we get to the actual chakras. Kundalini energy is the primal enlightening force that awakens all of your chakras, often around the same time. We all have this energy, but it is usually dormant, lying quietly and coiled like a snake at the base of the spine or the root chakra. You may have heard that working with chakras can awaken this Kundalini energy, and it's true. Starting to open one's chakras does give a possibility of that happening. However, it's unlikely that the Kundalini would awaken suddenly, like after reading a book or trying a few chakra healing techniques. The process typically occurs over a period of time, and it usually happens with people who have been actively and regularly cultivating it in their lives. Perhaps by practicing Kundalini yoga, or by regularly receiving or performing energy work. When done safely, gradually, with supervision, and while cultivating your spirit, awakening your Kundalini energy can be full of joy, profound consciousness, and heightened psychic and intuitive sensibilities. For this reason, those who seek enlightenment often try to activate it through various practices, including Kundalini yoga and meditation. However, if the Kundalini energy awakens spontaneously through yoga or otherwise, such as interacting with someone like a guru whose Kundalini has already been awakened, and you aren't fully prepared for it, or you have blocks in your chakras, the energy can get stuck. It can be very difficult to manage the painful physical symptoms brought on by the massive energy shooting throughout your body. In some cases, these intense energy surges can lead the unprepared initiate to mental and emotional instability. When your Kundalini energy has been spontaneously awakened and you're not prepared for it, finding a good spiritual teacher to help you move through it is crucial. In addition, activating your Kundalini is not the only way to summon your chakra power. Indeed, arousing Kundalini energy has stood the test of time. However, other paths to awakening your chakras are more gentle and pleasant. I don't know about the pleasant part because I've been doing Kundalini for about 4 months now. I do it about 4 to 7 days a week, and I've never practiced anything like it, and that's why I've become interested in the chakra healing, because the person that I follow specifically, when she's doing her teachings, she's not just telling you what to do. She's telling you why you're doing it, what part of the body it's affecting, what chakra you're working on, and how it is affecting you in your soul, in your spirit, and in your mind, and in your physical being, in all aspects of yourself. So I've known about Kundalini for a very long time, but I didn't feel quite ready for it. I felt like I still had a lot of work to do as far as working on my shadow self, or my shadow work. If you've heard of that, that's just working on your past stuff that you don't like to face, things you see in others that you don't like, and you realize that there are things in yourself that you see. It's so far and so deep, and everybody's journey is different, but I did not feel ready to try Kundalini. And then one day I decided to give it a try, and I absolutely love it. So maybe she's talking about gentle and pleasant would be that there is also Kundalini meditation, which is also really, really beautiful. And I recommend doing that, especially if you do Kundalini yoga. Sometimes I will do a Kundalini meditation after I do Kundalini yoga, and I can absolutely feel the benefits from that. But there are other ways to do it if that does not interest you. It is not like traditional yoga. A lot of it is your breathing. And it is challenging, but the point of Kundalini yoga and the reason they focus on breathing is because it teaches you how to breathe through anything in life. And if you have frustration with what you're doing, if you want to give up, you take that frustration out on the yoga mat, on the floor where you're doing your Kundalini yoga. It's very different from any other type of yoga. Yes, you do movements. Yes, your heart rate goes up. Yes, you sweat. Yes, you do feel a workout. But it is not first and foremost about what it can do for you physically, as far as weight loss and toning and all of that goes. It is really about what it does for your energy body, for your soul, for your spirit, and for your mind. It activates both parts of the brain. It cleanses the lymph nodes, the glands. It does so many wonderful things for your body and your mind and your spirit and your soul. And if you feel pulled to give it a try, I would definitely say there are certain things that you may want to look into before doing it. If you have any chronic health conditions, if you're younger than 14 or over 70, if you have high blood pressure, there are certain things that you can't do. And she will tell you, and the woman that I follow, if you have certain things, and she'll give you a variation, which is wonderful. There's a variation for everything. The first 3 days of your moon cycle or your period, for those who may have it. Anyways, there's a right way and a maybe not so right way to do anything that you start in life. So you should definitely check that out if it sounds like something that would be right for you. And I found it's changed my life so much. I've even got my husband doing it, and even my daughter who's 16, she'll do them sometimes with me. And I really feel a profound shift in my being that I never, ever felt from anything I've ever done in my life. So anyways, all right, let's stop right there. I'm sure you don't want to hear me go on about Kundalini for too long. And in the next video, we're going to talk about all of the chakras as I explained earlier. So we will stop right there. I'm really excited to read this book to you. I hope that you're really excited to learn some new things with me. And until next time, take care of yourself. Take care of those around you. I will see you again very soon for the next part of our Chakra Healing book. All right, take care. Bye-bye.